What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another stream. We're chatting Game Week 11. I know the Man City game is on, but look, we can't wait until afterwards because it's just going to be too late again. So I thought we'd get it going 9 PM. Streams will probably be back till 9:30 next week. They kind of say they'll be back to 9:30 this week. I lied. Next week, though, probably. As always, there's 5 polls if you want to vote on them. Click the little eye in the top right corner. Hit a like on the already. I mean, it seems unlikely. We've only just started watching, but hopefully this sounds okay. Oh yeah, Movember. I forgot about that. So I did say that I would do Movember. I've turned off Super Chat for November, so there'll be no fancy messages in the top. No Super Chats. But if you want to make a donation, you're more than welcome in the link in the description below. And I guess I have to move this little logo. People saying I can't wait to see the mustache. So I read the rules, not the rules, but I googled how are you supposed to do it properly. Do you shave to a mustache or do you shave off completely and grow one? The rules said shave it all off and then start growing. So I'm going to keep shaving but leave the mustache. The problem is it takes me ages to grow a beard, so we'll see how bad it looks by the end of the month. So yeah, this is the first time I've shaved in like 4 or 5 years, like clean shaved. And I look weirder than ever. Bit of shadow maybe because I shaved last night. I need to shave again in the morning. But yeah, weird. There's no tash though, not yet. That's coming. That's coming. Anyway, like I said, if you do fancy donating, or if you can donate, big or small, leave a message on the link in the description below. It would be much appreciated. And don't laugh too much. You can laugh a little bit, but not too much. Look 16, I don't know about that. I don't know. I didn't think it was as bad as I thought it would be. But hey, it's still, I still miss it, you know. Who's the 14-year-old doing the stream tonight? Maybe the 14-year-old doing the stream tonight might actually have something interesting to say. Andy when he was 50. Yeah, it doesn't look as bad, but it's still, I don't know, you kind of miss it. It'll be straight back as soon as I can. But look, the thing is, it doesn't look bad now. But remember, this isn't the end. The mustache has to be grown. So mustache, no beard. That'll look pretty bad. Anyway, like I said, link in the description below. If you want to make a donation, it'd be much appreciated. It's for Movember, like I said, good cause. All about men's health. And as most of the people that watch my streams, not everyone, but like 99% of the people that watch the streams are men. It's a good cause, I think. Anyway, let's get this further away now. Try no hair. Nah, not just yet. So yeah, Game Week 11. What is there to talk about? I mean, let me just quickly get my transfers out of the way. I think I said this on the video yesterday, probably just going to do Bennett to Mendy. Man City defence is just incredible. 3 goals conceded in 10 games. Good fixtures coming up as well. They've already played a bunch of tough fixtures. Southampton up next. Looks like a clean sheet guaranteed almost. So I'm probably going to go for Mendy. I could go for Laporte, but I've got the money for Mendy. It's probably going to be the start of me looking at maybe benching Jimenez and eventually downgrading him. We'll see. I'm not too keen on moving on success straight away because once Deeney's back, don't know if he'll keep playing. And while I've got Ward sitting on my bench who's also not playing, that could get a bit tricky for... you know, when what happens this week happens again, where players miss out. Hazard, ARNAUTOVIC, Holobas, Robertson all missed out this week. So I'm probably looking at Bennett to Mendy. Yeah, he did rise 0.1. It's a bit annoying. If you're now priced out, that's really annoying. You've probably got to look at Laporte. But look at it this way: Man City playing tonight in the League Cup, and Mendy, Laporte, Aguero all benched. Sterling too. So Laporte looks about as nailed on as you can get, I think, in that team. So if you can't get Mendy, get Laporte. Job done. I mean, I don't buy into this that he's going to be bench rubbish. But we'll see. We will see. No worries, Luke. Enjoy the gym. Enjoy the gym. Push all them weights. Could Firmino be a shout? Look, to be honest, I mean, for a start, he plays Arsenal this week. Secondly, just against Cardiff, just looked like a no-go for me. Yeah, I think Firmino's just played his way out of us. Because like, if you've got him, you probably keep him for the Fulham game at least, and then look to move on. Plus, if you're looking to downgrade, forward options are getting a bit tricky up front. Obviously up front. Forward options in the cheap category are getting a bit tricky because ARNAUTOVIC isn't yellow flagged anymore. But Pellegrini said some weird thing about him not having an injury, but let me find the exact quote because it's really weird. It doesn't really make too much sense. So he has said Marco just worked for... So basically, he was commenting on the fact that he only played 30 minutes versus Spurs. He said, Marco, obviously ARNAUTOVIC, just worked 1 day during the week, so it was risky to play more than 30 minutes. He has no problem. Okay, that sounds good. But he always has some sort of disturbance with the knee. I mean, to me, that sounds like a problem. But it is not an injury. So, I mean, that's really put a spanner in the works for people that were looking to bring him in. I think it's very hard to bring him in now if you haven't already. Like, I've already got him. I'm not too concerned because I think there is a chance he plays. But if I hadn't already transferred him in, I probably wouldn't do it now this week. So that is a bit of a problem. First stream I've caught for a while. How's it going, Graham? Good to vote on the live polls. Yeah, make sure you vote on those polls. There's 5 of them all together. Game Week 11 captain. What are you doing with Wolves assets? How weird do I look? Is ARNAUTOVIC too risky to buy in? Is it worth hits to bolster your bench options? Is Bruyne the best West Ham defensive option? Yeah, if you're talking defenders, not goalkeeper, then absolutely. Bruyne looks, because of goal threat and stuff, he looks the best candidate to me. He's the one I was looking at bringing in for Bennett, actually. So I was going to bring in Bruyne for Bennett, which I could still do, but it means going without Man City defence. But it would leave me enough money to do Alexander-Arnold to Robertson. Or just upgrade somewhere else. But I'm probably just going to bring Mendy in. But if I had another transfer, I'd maybe look at Balbuena. But for me, Doherty at Wolves has just looked so good. I feel like I've got to play him. I have to play him every week. Or not that I have to play him every week, but I'm not too concerned about having to play him every week. Just because of how good he's been. Yeah, apologies, Adam. Another 9 PM start. Probably back to 9:30 this next week. I'll try and let everyone know in advance next time. I only put out on Twitter about an hour or two ago. Am I going to a 4-4-2? I'm basically trying not trying to worry too much about what I'm playing week to week. So if I get Mendy in, I'll play 3-4-3 this week probably. Because Trent's got Arsenal. Now, the week after, he's got Fulham on, so I'm always going to play Mendy and Alonso. So then it'd be between Doherty and Jimenez. And I'll probably play Doherty. So I'll be benching Jimenez. So then I'll be 4-4-2. But the week after, when Wolves have better fixtures, then I've got to look at benching one of Alonso, Trent, or Mendy potentially, or playing all 4 and benching Jimenez. But because he's got Huddersfield and Cardiff, I don't really want to do that. So I'll probably play 3-4-3 most weeks, I think. Is it safe to bring in a Brighton defender for GWA? What's GWA? For game... Who are they playing? Everton. Not sure, but basically, yeah, a Brighton defender looks okay to me. I've got Ryan, I'm happy enough with that. What's up, Ricey? The ASMR when you drink from that ball. I don't get ASMR. Will Sané and Mendy... Sané and Mendy start together. Hasn't happened that often, but it has happened. Should I be worried about Sané? Yeah, probably. Not convinced he's going to start this weekend. 2-0 to City, apparently. Who scored? Again. Brahim. I mean, City were always going to win that, I guess. Should we keep Leicester players or replace? I think keep. I think the fixtures are good. We don't quite know how they're going to react. I mean, it's definitely going to be a tough time for them, of course. But they haven't postponed the match. They're not going to postpone any other matches going forward. I think you just have to keep them because of the fixtures. See what happens. Have I considered Mahrez? Not really, but more because of it's hard to fit him in. Basically, I know a lot of people talking about getting rid of Aguero, and I said weeks ago that if I could swap Aguero to Sterling without taking any hits, like if FPL suddenly says to me you can make that transfer for free, then I may take him up on that offer. But right now Aguero stays. He's playing every week. He's not been rotated. Looks likely to start again this weekend. Because he's not going to play in the cup at all, I'm tempted to switch captaincy to him. It's very tight between him and Hazard this week. I think they're both really good fixtures. I'm actually more tempted to go Aguero because although you'd expect Hazard to play the most minutes in a normal match, just because of the way Aguero keeps getting brought off, Hazard's obviously coming back from injury, so there's no guarantee that he plays 80 or 90 minutes. So I may switch to Aguero, but sometimes when it's that tight, I just like to opt for the midfielder. So we'll see. Are Salah and Aguero essential? Definitely not. Especially this week. Salah's got Arsenal away. I mean, he could score well in that, but you wouldn't put too much money on it, I don't think. Man United fixtures shifted in a few game weeks. Is it? Let me have a look at this because I noticed they were okay from like last week, apart from the Man City game. Oh yeah, from game week 16, Fulham. Although they do play Liv. Well, to be fair, I think you could say from game week 13 the fixtures are okay. I mean, in the space of 9 game weeks, they play Bournemouth, Huddersfield, Cardiff, and Fulham, Southampton, and Palace. Have I got my eye on any Man United players? Not really. Potentially, if I'm playing a 4 at the back, I could shift some players around and get Luke Shaw. Bit of worry about how many. Will he get rotated over Christmas? Maybe. Arguably, loads of players will. I mean, Lindelof could be an option. Otherwise, I suppose Martial, but I don't know. Let's see what happens with him. I'm still not convinced he's the best option going forward, but we'll see. Obviously, Lukaku got benched recently. Not going to get Rashford. So, short answer is no. I'm not really eyeing up Man United players. Pogba, penalties could help. But yeah, no one really stands out, to be honest. Trent won't play against Arsenal. Do you know what? I'm probably going to bench him, to be honest, anyway. So if he doesn't play against Arsenal and he plays against Fulham, then that's fine by me. So many better defenders than Shaw and Lindelof. Yeah, I mean, right now, most people are looking at Alonso, Mendy and Robertson, or at least, Laporte instead of Mendy, or whoever it might be. So it's hard to justify a Man United defender in with those. If you want to save a bit of money, someone like Shaw or Lindelof, I mean, maybe with the fixtures, but I mean, Man United kept barely any clean sheets. Like, was it like 1 in 10? Something ridiculous like that. They haven't played that well this season, but do I think they're going to go the whole season keeping up that kind of clean sheet record? Probably not. So with the decent fixtures they got coming over Christmas, there could be clean sheets there. Maybe in the cold weather, not attacking too much, trying to hold onto the game. Why are people looking to get rid of Manis? He's blanked 3 games in a row, basically. Now, I think he's been a bit unlucky. I think Maguire's hit the bar from a free kick or a corner. He's also had a very good chance against Arsenal. He could have stuck in. That would have been an assist for Maddison. If Vardy's not on the pitch, which I'm not convinced is going to keep happening, especially for the next game. Like, Vardy's going to want to be on that pitch. If Puel decides to bench him again, who knows what will happen. But yeah, for me, Maddison gets to stay because of the fixtures. Let's see what happens. I mean, people are moving to Barkley. I've kind of already said my bit on Barkley. I think he does look likely to play the next game now, which does make him much more appealing because I think he's got Palace, Everton and Fulham in the next 4. But how many of those is he definitely going to play? I don't know. Before it was like he's only started 2 games in 6. But because he's probably going to start the next one because he didn't play in the Cup or didn't start in the Cup, then it looks like he's going to have started 3 and 4. And suddenly, it's a bit more interesting. Wilson and Fraser are don't sell, don't buy scenario. Yeah, I think personally, I'm definitely not buying Bournemouth players because of the fixtures. Now, I can see why people are looking to keep them. I think it's fair enough, but I think with Wilson, what's helped is the ARNAUTOVIC doubt, because there's not too many players to switch Wilson to. Oh, sorry, I only got a bit of man flu coming. Proper tickly throat. How does the hairless face feel? It feels weird, to be honest. Bit weird. But for a good cause, like I say, if anyone wants to make a donation, big or small, link is in the description below. Have we talked about Arnie? We have. Yeah, Brooks is an enabler, potentially. I know what people are saying about Bournemouth, that they've played really well this season, which they have. Man United and Arsenal have defensively not been sound this year. So Man United and Arsenal at home, is that even scary anymore? Maybe not, but in the next 6 fixtures, they play Arsenal, Man City, Man United and Liverpool. I just can't get behind that. So I just won't bring them in, even though Wilson's been on such good form. How long till we see the handlebar Tash? Probably a couple of weeks. Don't think it's going to grow that quick. Is Jimenez staying in my team? I think he is, to be honest, because so basically what I've looked at is I can do Bennett to Mendy, and then Jimenez to Success lets me do Alexander-Arnold to Robertson. So then I'd be playing Robertson, Alonso, Mendy and Doherty every week. But as soon as Success goes up in price, which could be today or tomorrow, I can't afford that move. And Jimenez has got Huddersfield and Cardiff coming soon, and as frustrating as it's been that he's come off before 60 minutes and just on 60 minutes, he did have 4 attacking returns in the 4 games before that. So basically we're looking at 5 attacking returns for him in the first 10 games, 1 every other game for someone that cost me 5.5 million. Is it that bad? The problem is he's probably not going to get anything in the next 2 games. So I really am banking on that Huddersfield and Cardiff game. So the short answer to your question is yes, I'm looking at keeping him. But I'm not 100% convinced he's going to get me many points the next 2 games. He might be someone I'm just going to carry. But in game week, the game week after this one, game week 12, I may not even play him, to be honest. No reason you couldn't bring Jimenez back later. Yeah, of course, but I don't really want to do a hokey-cokey with Jimenez, to be honest, just for his price. It's not really worth it. I'm still ruining the bloody Kane hokey-cokey move, which is just killing me. You can assure me that Arnie will play. Okay. Well, let's hope that's true. His banking transfer is a good shout, seeing as Champions League games and international break coming up, so injuries are a concern. Like, basically, if you can bank a transfer, it's always a good... Well, not always a good move, but I always like banking a transfer if possible. If you've got nothing to do, nothing that will highly improve your team, yeah, bank a transfer. Injuries can come about from nowhere, and it's always good to have a transfer in hand to maybe shift the funds about a bit. A reason for Captain Hazard currently is because I feel like he'd probably play more, but I did say just a minute ago, the fact that he's not played for nearly 2 weeks now, not so sure about that. So I'm probably going to switch to Aguero if I'm honest. It doesn't hugely matter for me. Let me just put my transfer up on screen. Doesn't hugely matter for me if Trent doesn't play, to be honest. That's what I'm looking at. Just 0.2 million in the bank then. Oof, ugly. Why did I shave? I shaved because of Movember. There's a link in the description all about it. Yeah, there's a link in the description below. No reason to bring in Salah before Arsenal. Not really, unless you're going to have to burn the transfer, and it's better just to bring him in and then obviously save one of your transfers for the week after. But yeah, probably not. Cardiff only play 4 of the top 6 teams in their next 22. I know, but they're also Cardiff. That's the problem. I've been on since 9. Thoughts on Lovren? I mean, Lovren, basically we don't know if he's nailed, but he does. The fact that he started the last 3, I think, looks good. If he starts the next game again, then I would possibly not even worry about bringing in Robertson. Instead, I would just do Alexander-Arnold to Lovren, potentially. So if he's gonna be a guaranteed starter, I'm happy with him. Have I ever burned a transfer? I don't recall ever doing that. Probably unlikely. Lovren and Gomez on the right for Arsenal for sure. Do you think they might want the pace there? Have Trent there? Burning the transfers when you got 2 free transfers and you don't use one, and so the next week you still only have 2 free transfers because you can't save up to 3. Is the arm defense a must? Which is, for anyone who doesn't know, Alonso, Robertson, Mendy. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's a must. Oh, seriously, got tickly throat. Don't think it's going to go for the whole bloody stream. Got 1.5 million in the bank. Can you donate it to me? I would love that. Yes, Mark, I do. Defensive double up with Man City keeper and Mendy. I think a Man City defensive double up looks great. Now, the only thing I'll say about Ederson is a 4.5 million keeper can probably keep up with him if you get him during a good spell. So Laporte might be a better option. But basically, having more Man City players is always good. Now, midfield is a slightly different story because they're going to get rotated more probably. But they can still score well. They're like Sterling, Mahrez, etc. Scoutcast was talking about Ross Barkley. I don't think enough was made, or is being made in general, of the number of games he's missed. But it does look like he's going to play this week, so that'll be 3 and 4. So yeah, I can see where people are going for him. Leno only 4.8. Yeah, I like the look of him. You're on the pram. I'm on the dram. I will be on the dram. No, I won't. No, Robertson. Dope. I'm on the mad. Some rubbish like that. I don't know. I'm not looking at bringing Barkley in personally. Not yet. Now, when they play Fulham at home, if he looks like he's still going to play, then maybe. Would I consider Duffy or Diop? I think I would go for the West Ham defence in that case. I think they're both good options. And if you spend, I'd probably go for Bruyne over Diop. Yeah, I like the West Ham fixtures. They stay pretty good for a long time. Yeah, William's an interesting option. He's like 7.4 million. He started like the last 5 or 6 in a row. And do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's got as good a fixtures as Hazard and Barkley. At 7.4 million, I think that's probably what's putting people off a bit. Thing about Barkley is only 5.8, so it's a nice little punt. If it goes wrong, well, you've not used too much money. Have I used my triple captain yet? Nope. Double game weeks for them. Don't forget, by the way, vote on the polls if you haven't already. Top right hand corner, click that little eye. Subscribe if you're new around here, and hit that like button if you're enjoying the stream. One thing I do need to do, because I keep forgetting to do it, and that is shout out to the Patreons. So the producers: Dean P, Machek, Alex C, Kenneth DT, Christopher M, who I missed off loads before, apologies, Matthew H, Hayden H, and Melissa B, who just won this month's, I think she won this month's Patreon mini league. So one of these will be swinging your way. And then new Patreon, Nick W. Thanks very much. If anyone wants to check that out, again, links in the description below, as well as the one for Movember. Ta-da! Am I benching Doherty? No. Barkley's a bench man, not necessarily. Up to 3,000 rank. Nice, Jazza. Not bad at all. Why am I shouting Matty Ryan's name from the rooftops? I love Matt Ryan. 10 points per game in the last 3 is insane. To get into the top 10k quicker, would you consider more differentials? I'm not really looking at ownership right now, to be honest. So I suppose no is the answer to that question. I'll get there. I will get there. De Bruyne down injured, not fake news. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, De Bruyne has gone down injured. Uh-oh. Let's have a look. Fosu Mensah fell backwards onto his knee. Alright, we'll see what happens there. Who am I captaining? Yeah, I guess this is the problem with showing you my transfers. You can't see I'm captaining. Probably gonna, let me switch it to Aguero for now. We'll see what Sarri says about Hazard. If he's a bit cautious about him, then that'll probably put me on to Aguero. If he says, nah, he's absolutely fit, raring to go, definitely going to play, then I'll probably go for him. What rank am I aiming for? Ooh, top 1k. Why not? Top 100. Number 1. I actually checked. I'm on 658 points, right? So we've had 10 game weeks. Therefore, I've scored an average of 65.8 points per week. That's got to be pretty good. Oh, excuse that sound. Let me close that. Outlook just opened. I didn't really want it to. 65.8 points per game. Now, if I kept that up all season, that's 2,500 points. And that doesn't even include double game weeks, triple captains, bench boost, wild card. Like, that's basically winning FPL numbers. 65.8, I think. But I don't need too much more. Now, of course, I'm going to go for a patch of really bad game weeks. I'm not going to average that every week. But I've started off really well, so I'm not complaining too much. I'm only 21k and not in the top 10k yet. It can happen. Benching Lacazette is a good idea. Not usually, I would say. I just think he's quite expensive. Playing for Arsenal, I wouldn't be looking to bench him. You won't keep it up, sadly. Oh, thanks, Mark. Thanks for the vote of confidence. If I had to choose to get rid of one of Richarlison or Maddison, who would it be? Probably Maddison. Probably Maddison. Harry, you should, before you type a comment in, you should copy it, so then you just have to paste it. Lacazette or Firmino for this game? Lacazette. Why don't I drink out of a glass? I don't know, because it's just as easy to drink straight out of the bottle. Is it a bit too noisy? Do I think Arsenal are going to continue to shine? I'm not convinced they're going to keep scoring as many goals as they have been. Let me just say that. I think they're going to do well. What would I do if I owned Holobas? I'd probably start looking at how I get rid of him. Missed out on the game. No guarantees that he comes back in. For his price, there's probably better options. I don't think I'll be looking to keep him necessarily. My thoughts on De Bruyne. My thoughts are, is he injured? What's up, physio? Oh, De Bruyne has limped off wincing. Ouch. Okay, so that's not cool. That is not cool for him. Instantly signaled to get subbed off. Yeah, he's probably going to be out for a couple. That means David Silva could. I mean, David Silva was playing anyway, but maybe he's going to play even more now. Although I did think that last time De Bruyne was out and he got benched for me at least once, maybe twice. Hopefully he's back soon, though. He's a great player. Should Vardy be moved on? No, I don't think so. Or is it worth a -8 for Trippier and Wilson out for Mendy and ARNAUTOVIC? No, I don't think so. I mean, a -8's always a tricky situation. Not saying it can't work, but it's tough to work it in 1 week. I get the appeal, but I don't think Trippier is like a mad rush to get rid of him. And ARNAUTOVIC, we don't know if he's going to play with this disturbance of his knee or whatever it is. Unless we get some updated news that he's definitely going to play. But I don't know if we will get that. Mitrovic and Bennett out for Mendy and success for -4. Yeah, that could be okay. But Mitrovic has got Huddersfield, so I don't really like selling him this week, especially for a hit. Who is essential from this week forward? Nobody. I mean, maybe Mendy and Robertson are pretty damn good. Not essential, though. Let's have a look. Man City reporter Sam Lee. De Bruyne has come off and had a chat with Guardiola. City's army of doctors haven't gone down the tunnel with him, so maybe it's not that bad. De Bruyne has suggested an impact injury. Oh, there you go. So it might not be too bad then. I mean, the appeal for success is he started a couple of games, only 4.5 minutes. It lets people move to 5 in midfield or 4 at the back. But you're absolutely right to question it because there's no guarantee that he'll keep playing. So I think it's okay if you've got a midfielder and a defender who are playing. If you're like me and you've got Ward, who's already dodgy, then I'm not so sure about it just yet. Is he nailed success? Definitely not. You can't say that for certainty. That's for sure. Yeah, fair point. Success not necessarily guaranteed to start, but he does often come on. I actually don't know if there's a single game he's missed yet. Let me have a look. So you're at least guaranteeing yourself 1 point. And to be fair, how often do bench players get you good points anyway? Yeah, only one game where he came on and got a yellow card. Otherwise, he's come on in every game. Have I seen the story about Trent Alexander-Arnold? I have. Who knows if it's fake or not. Who scores more in the near future, Laporte or Kennedy? Gotta go with Laporte. Do I have any tattoos? I do not. I won't go into the story about Trent on stream, but if you want to Google it, I'm sure it will be... Just Google Trent and Snapchat. Not sure it's completely safe for work, just as a disclaimer. Briefly talk transplants. It's going to be Bennett to Mendy, basically. I'm just going to wait until last minute. Yeah, I'm going to go for the moustache eventually, when it grows. I think Murray's an okay option, but a lot of their games are away. I don't know if that will affect him too much. What's the one tip that has worked in improving your FPL performance of the year? I'm not even fully convinced I've improved them that much. Like, if you look at my earlier ranks, I was like, this is my first 3 seasons, 20k, 10k, 15k. Now, more recently, I've got top 10k and top 5k, but it's not massively different. I'm a bit more sensible now and less likely to rage transfer. Like, if I have a bad week, I'll just switch off FPL and think, well, apart from the videos and stuff, I'll think about it at the end of the week. I won't panic and rage too much. Bennett teleport, yep, sounds good. After Gameweek 12, would I downgrade Salah to bring him to Mane to bring in KDB or Ali? I would certainly look at it, yeah. I think I mentioned that on the last stream about getting rid of Salah after the Fulham game. We'll see how he's doing. We'll see if I need the money. But yeah, I think getting 2 kind of 8 to 9 million mids is probably better than Salah and like Richarlison or Salah and Maddison. But we'll see. Play Billing against Fulham or Pereira against Newcastle away. I mean, Pereira's the better player, but Billing, I mean, it's Fulham, for Christ's sake. I mean, if you're not going to play him against Fulham, you're never going to play him. Got your eye on any fixture swings United and Spurs have one coming up? I'm probably not looking at Kane just yet. Let's put it that way. He's just too expensive. But you never know when it comes around to it. I might ship Aguero for him. Otherwise, Ali and Ericsson, definitely got my eyes on. Maybe Trippier at some point. And Man United, we talked about them earlier. I mean, it's kind of like Shaw and Pogba, maybe Martial. But not really looking at Man United players just yet. But you are right, the fixtures are good, and I will definitely look at Man United players as I always do. How do I give moderators? Just do every now and again. Especially when we need them. Don't really need any new ones right now. Yeah, I personally think keep Mitrovic this week. Yeah, you definitely got to wait for the press conference with De Bruyne now. Yeah, Ings and Southampton in general, not great. Did see the chat on the Scoutcast about maybe it's Austin that's causing him problems, not scoring. I mean, he's got Man United and Man City in the next 4. It's not great, let's be honest. But he's got Watford at home and Fulham away in between. So unless you've got some money to upgrade, or if you want to go to like 4 at the back, I'd probably keep. Am I from Bristol? Nearby. What'd you do if you already owned De Bruyne? You wait and see what the diagnosis is in the press conference tomorrow. Or Pat may say something after the game. Have I got triple anyone? Triple Wolves, right? Yeah. And even though I won't have that after this week, I don't have triple anyone else. Would you think if Trent didn't play last season? Nah, not necessarily. I think as other people have pointed out, it's more than likely fake. Too many injuries at West Ham, and Arnautovic's entire supply line is out. Yeah, and that's a nice point. I do think, though, the fixtures are pretty good that hopefully that won't matter too much. But I think when you look at the strikers around that price, he's still probably the better in the top two. I mean, Wilson you could argue is better, but with the fixtures, kind of makes him on not as high up the list for me. I think Arnautovic is good just to create something out of nothing, and it's Burnley at home next. Lewis, you're 219 overall. That is ridiculous. Congratulations. Keep it up. You can go for number 1 for sure. Would I captain Sterling if I didn't have Aguero? Yep, probably. Is Vardy a captain pick? I mean, that's an interesting one. I'm not sure about that. I mean, Pule has said that the players can go to the funeral if they want. The funeral is on Saturday, but they play on Saturday. So I don't know. He did say he doesn't know the logistics, so that could be a problem. You'd think players like Vardy will go to that. Also doesn't seem like the best idea to have scheduled it for that day, but we'll see. There's not much I can say on that because we don't really know. It's such a unique circumstance. Oh, the funeral lasts a whole week. Okay, didn't know that. All those going for Laporte are doing it because they can't afford Mendy. You're probably right. But at the same time, I don't think Laporte's a bad option. I think he's a very good option, in fact. If you don't have the money for Mendy. Well, that is only 0.6 million more. I say only, that can quite often be a lot. Not many of us leave too much money in the bank, that's for sure. Don't forget to vote on those polls if you haven't already. We'll read them out in about 5 minutes. Hit that like button if you're new. If you're enjoying the stream, etc. etc. If someone is ranked 1 million, what's the sensible target for final overall rank? I mean, you could easily get top 100k. I think maybe even top 50k. See how the next few weeks go. There's still like 28 weeks left, so you've got plenty of time to bring it back. See you later, the one captain. Mustafi captain this week. Something tells me you might be trolling there. Physio is going for Laporte, yeah. Gotta get your beauty sleep. I need so much of that. There's not enough time in the day for beauty sleep for me. Can you sum up the stream highlights from the end for those of us that came late? I can't even remember what I've said, to be honest. Rank 1 mil can still get into the top 20k. Yeah, I mean, you know, have good enough weeks, and yeah, you can for sure. I mean, obviously, it depends how much longer you spend at 1 million. I mean, you want to start coming down now, I think, if you want to go top 20k. Saturday stream again? Probably not. Probably not. The thing about last Saturday was, like I said, everything kind of fell into place. That not only was the deadline late, but also there was big stuff still to discuss, Liverpool players and that. Whereas this week, the deadline is 11:30, and it's Man United vs Bournemouth, and it's not as interesting when there's only one team sheet coming out. So, yeah. Not sure I would have the patience with Trent and rotation throughout Robertson Murphy. Actually, he absolutely is, yeah, but I don't have it, which is the same thing for people going Laporte. You're 65k, where do I think you'll come? 75k. I'm just messing. Just messing. I have no idea. Well, I'm going to do the polls now. No, 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 no. Okay. First up. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Okay. Game week 11 captain. 62% on Aguero. I mean, I guess the fact that Hazard's not played, and we still don't know if he's definitely back, is causing that. But 62% for Aguero, I didn't think it would be that high. 21% for Hazard, 6% for a different Man City player, 5% Salah, and 4% someone else. Oh, Mr. FPL there. Who would you captain from Burnley? I mean, great question. I do like the Lindegaard option, by the way. Captain him and then get a vice captain. You're screwed, basically. What are you doing with Wolves' assets? 78% are keeping or buying. Obviously, I guess they're cheap enough, especially Doherty and stuff. People want to keep him. And then everyone else is either selling or doesn't own. How weird do I look now? 38% say you look as weird as before, thanks. 36% saying weirder, and 25% saying they've had to turn off. That explains the fact that we're only on about 800 viewers this week. Is ARNAUTOVIC too risky to buy? 62% of you think no, interest him. He's got a disturbance in his knee. And then, is it worth hits to bolster your bench options? 80% say no. I kind of agree with that, to be honest. It's very rare that's going to happen. I mean, bringing in a hit for someone you're not even going to play doesn't seem worthwhile. Hazard has trained all week. Interesting, okay. I don't mean only 800, but I'm just basing it on what we've had recently, that's all. Obviously, appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Last year, I'd be well happy with 800. Still am. But you know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. Consider updating your ID, no one will believe that's you. Highest ever game week score for me, about 170 something in a double game week. In a single game week, not sure, probably just over 100. Is it less itchy? No, I wasn't itchy anyway. Oh, excuse me, I have to keep turning the mic off. How late do I make my transfers? As late as possible. I wouldn't tend to leave it right up to deadline unless I'm waiting on news. So like we pretty much knew that the Liverpool team news would be out before 2 o'clock. So I waited till last minute and I was on stream. But this weekend I'll probably wait to the press conference and on Friday night probably just bring Mendy in. You suit the beard, thanks. I think that's a good way of saying you don't look good right now. Transfer plan is Bennett to Mendy for anyone that's like just tuning in. Jazza, you and that word. Jimenez out and Vokes or Iheanacho in. Oof, none of the above. Well, it's to strengthen that third bench spot over the Christmas period. It will be right on the bottom of the list of things to do. I'm not that. I don't even think over Christmas that I'll use 3 bench players that often. Nah, hair grows pretty slow, unfortunately. There's a bit of stubble there. I had to shave last night. No, I know. I got that, Ian. You do need to educate me, Jazz. I've never got a clue what you're on about. Basically, I think Adam summed up the thoughts on Laporte over Mendy. It's basically a move you make if you can't afford Mendy. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I still think Laporte's a great option for 5.8 million. He's probably going to beat most other players at that price, but he's not Mendy, basically. Watch him score a goal and get 3 bonus points now. That guy that said he wasn't going to give up until I answered his question has given up. Not cool. Wildcard next week to load up on Salah, Mane and Robbo. I mean, if you've still got a wildcard, you've not run out of weeks to use it because you've got right up until Christmas time. But I don't know. I feel like the sooner you use it, the more you can make of it. But it is a long way to go to the next one. The thing with Salah, Mane and Robertson, you're probably going to want 2 of them longer term. So don't... Yes, the 2 attackers is nice for the Fulham game. But I'm not sure you're going to want to carry both of them too long. Although Liverpool's fixtures aren't bad. Have I heard of Finn Harps? Yes. Credit card not... Oh, yeah. I'm not even going to try and read that word. Ostensible. Ostensible. I have to Google that. Wildcarding from a position of strength isn't a bad thing. I guarantee. I agree. Sorry, not guarantee. You get a wild card in the second half of the season after Christmas. Mahrez isn't really on my no one's really on my radar midfield wise until I decide to get rid of Salah or Hazard gets injured or something, because they are holding all my money. Yeah, so maybe if I downgrade Salah at some point, I could go for Mahrez and a more expensive midfielder. Is an option. Right, people, I think we are going to leave it there. Appreciate everyone tuning in. All 800 of you. Much appreciated, as always. If you haven't already, hit like on the stream. Be much appreciated as well. Subscribe if you're new around here. If you want to make a donation to my Movember page for the beard coming off, the mustache being grown very slowly, the link is in the description below. It'd be much appreciated. I'll put it in the chat as well. Like I said, I've turned super chats off for November, so if you want to make a donation, that should be the link there. You asked 30 questions, no answers. Do you know what? That's the way the cookie crumbles, my friend. Yeah, good luck in game week 11. I'm probably going to captain Aguero. I'll try and tweet out if that changes. Otherwise, I think I'm going to stream on Sunday at 9:30 this week, because the Monday game's Huddersfield, Fulham, and who really cares? So yeah, I'll catch you on Sunday. Good luck in game week 11. Thanks for tuning in. Donation link below. Be much appreciated if you can afford something. And I'll try and get this mustache growing, but it's going to take some time. Hopefully I can get it done before the end of November. See you later.